Greetings, dear ones.
Greetings, Merlin.
Good to be with you.
You too.
A group.
Yes.
Curious ones. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, what is to be? That is where your minds are. And your minds need to be where they are, not in what is to be. Dear ones, at this time, quite important that you be present with yourselves, even if your current circumstances are not, as you'd say, desirable. The only way to fulfill desire is with how you think. And those thoughts must be full of clarity. Not the fear that is purported in your society, or implied, or forced upon you. Dear ones, you may not think of it as you individuals in this place, but you are in a time where things are changing, and you may say, yes, things have changed. Do we need to have more change? And you ask that in disapproval of recent events in your world, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The dear ones, within the balance of the universe, there are times that mankind would refer to as bad, and sometimes the bad must be balanced out to the eventual good. But in your history, you have not witnessed times beyond the scope of your time in this physical incarnation, other than what your scriptures tell you of things, say, have been going awry. You have awakened in this time of your calendar to realize circumstances are not of your making or your creating. You are simply existing in what has been created before you. But within the strength of mankind in this time of consciousness and evolution, the beings of this planet that are of the light have the ability to reverse what has been created in past times of many years. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
You are creatures of light. If you were not, you would not be here in this space and this eve. And there are many, many, many like you in physical form, and dear ones, there are many like you in non-physical form. You simply are not aware of them. And as you see your circumstances being challenged by other humans, the uprising of spirit and light has far more power than the individuals that have created or subdued humans. Do you understand?
Yes.
But in fear, humans have been given too much power from the minds of those who are weak. You must know, dear ones, when you align within light and spirit, there is far more energy and power than the weak humans who create fear. Do you understand?
Yes.
You must know, dear ones, within yourselves who you are, and allow yourselves not to stand for being, as you say, bullied. It is time for you, within your light, to make a stand and request of the universe that goodness be spread about this planet that you call Earth. And allow yourself to reside within truth. Be with what is truly in your hearts. And when you align in your heart, you will recognize the difference between truth as you feel it and fear as it is directed. And no harm shall come to you when you are in this place of love. Yes, you may say that you are in a difficult time and rights and privileges have been taken away. And yet, dear ones, the how you say good times that you have recognized have also been an illusion. It's what you imagined, and therefore it has been. It is time now to turn your imagination from what you are experiencing into the goodness of what you desire, based on truth, not on illusion. Do you see?
Yes.
The rights and privileges that you have been told that you have and then taken away have been an illusion. As a light being in physical form, you have rights and privileges. You must know who you are and be brave within yourself to stand in the light and to truly claim what is yours. There are many not in this space, in this eve, who reside in fear of bullying authority figures, fear of illness, fear that life is ruined, and many more fears that paralyzes some. It creates great stress and weakens the physical body along with the mind. If one fears illness, they shall experience illness. Do you understand?
Yes.
When you're brave within your heart, in love with yourself, in truth with yourself, your physicality is at its strongest. As a spiritual warrior in your strength, great arrows and javelins simply bounce off of you and do you no harm. But you must align yourself with yourself and recognize your power. And ask yourself, when have you had enough of being bullied? These are cowards who are telling you what to do, not ones who have your well-being. Know within yourself what your truth is. Yes. In your time, dear ones, this is your time of festivities and celebration. Remember to celebrate what it is how you say celebrate. and enjoy your time with those around you. Mankind has a great spirit, and mankind's spirit cannot be defeated. That spirit within you is your soul. It is infinite and all-powerful. And that, dear ones, is where your magic lies. You simply have forgotten it through the eons of ages of being in a physicality. You are light beings, dear one. Be light, and in this time, if you desire to celebrate, then celebrate. Fulfill your wishes and desires. Within this room of this group, there are still some who are confused, and you must ask yourself, what is the source of your confusion? Are you believing the words of another versus the words of your heart? Is your mind and your heart in conflict? Come back into alignment with yourself and be truly who you are. Remove all delusional thinking and eliminate the confusion. Do you understand?
Yes.
Ah, dear ones, is there information that you seek?
Yes, Stephanie.
The monoliths that are popping up in some of the states, are they coming from UFOs?
These, dear one, are sourced from your planet. And the source of these shall be revealed. And it is a bit of how you say, a joke. Not to be taken seriously, dear one. Yes.
Maxwell.
So I've seen some things recently that say that the mathematics of the Mayan calendar, which was supposed to end on December 12th or December 21st, 2012, is actually incorrect, and it's actually in alignment with the Great Conjunction that's happening the 21st of this month. Merlin, do you know anything about the time scales and the shifting of ages as it pertains to the Grand Conjunction happening on December 21st?
Dear one, this vehicle through which I speak knows of mystical science quite well. However, in the realm of what you ask, in simplicity, there is more, how you say, time to the projections of the group called the Mayans. And it was misreported and miscalculated that there was an end with many more millennia in store. Do you understand?
Yes.
That, how you say, calendar, which is a projection of time in infinity, shall continue to turn for 20 millennia. You, dear one, need not to fear the end of your earth. And this moment, as you speak of, which is an alignment of celestial beings, does occur soon, and it shall recur in time. Do you understand? There shall be many more important moments as the stars align In this time, it is important to you because you are alive at this time, do you see?
Yes.
But there are, dear ones, great shifts that have taken place within the mystical sciences, within this, how you say, calendar year, and this time ahead is a culmination of what has occurred in this time, with revelations to come and great surprises, as if to say, what it seems is not. And fear turns to courage. Do you understand, dear one?
Yes.
Good. Is there more information that you seek?
Merlin, is the fear that turns into courage occur in any of our physical forms in this lifetime?
Dear one, you continually have the opportunity with each beat of your heart to move fear into courage. It is a matter of recognizing it and learning to harness that, do you understand?
Yes.
In each day, you are faced with circumstances that can send you running into the night or giving you the feeling of wanting to mount a great steed and charge into battle. It is simply a momentary thing, not just a moment of this time. This is a time where courage is needed. For those of you in this room that do not like circumstances or feel some form of resentment to repression, you are being intimidated by those who come from their own place of fear, not courage. And when courage comes up against fear, courage always wins. Does this help you, dear one?
Slightly.
What more information do you seek, dear one?
As a whole, as humans as we know it, will the courage happen soon, relatively?
Dear one, more than you know, there is courage that is mounting itself. And just as when people have been enslaved and intimidated and resent the monarchy, there are times in history that the villagers recognize their numbers and they choose to storm the castle. This time is arriving, dear one. It is only courage at this point, for mankind has nothing to lose. Dear one, you're in a time not only of intimidation and false reporting, but the threat of mankind's well-being as a race under the disguise of a healing process to be ingested for man. Mankind must realize that he must no longer allow himself to be poisoned. And not just as administered by a foe physician, but in the food that's ingested and how it has been tainted. The condition of the atmosphere that you breathe. It has been infiltrated with particles that does not serve man. Do you understand?
Yes.
These shall change, dear one. Do not doubt courage of the spirit of man. Now, do you understand?
Yes.
Good. I knew you would. Is there more information that you
Deepa.
seek?
Merlin,
Yes, dear one.
can you give us insight on what practices that we can utilize to best fortify this courage within ourselves and in those around us especially?
Dear one, it is important that mankind return to a place of peace of mind, and that occurs naturally, or it must be induced through what you know to be as meditative processes. Mankind, in simple words, must learn to relax. This is the greatest healing, and mankind seeks outside sources to alter his state for relaxation. But that does not last. Mankind can imbibe all he wishes, but he still will return to reality. And mankind cannot reside in a cloud of smoke each day, all day. When mankind learns to use his breath to his advantage, he can bring his body and mind into a stable place where he eliminates stress and he thinks clearly. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
You are welcome, dear one. There is silence.
Are you up for another question?
So be it.
Anyone else? Mic's up.
Lately I've been listening to the audiobook called Seth Speaks. It's the channelings of a non-physical entity known as Seth. And Merlin, I was wondering if in our physical time and in our physical space, are there any teachings that you would recommend, whether they be books or specific places where we can find information that will help us as a collective to get closer to our inner knowledge, our inner wisdom, those meditative practices that you were speaking on? Is there any teachings that you're aware of specifically that we can research that will help us get there?
Dear one, the greatest teachings lie between your ears. Everything you need to know is there. You do not need to rely on the words of another man. Do you understand?
Yes.
For in you, dear one, is your truth. Man can say many good things, but you may not be in agreement, or you may not, as you say, resonate with the words or how the words are spoken. Spirit can only direct you to who you are, dear one, not to the words of another. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. You, dear one, in this time, you are all quite consumed by various forms of your box and the pictures and faces and the words that continually outpour from this contraption. Take time, dear one, to listen to what your mind is saying. Everything you need to know is in there. You simply must find it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Good.
Merlin, you said something the other day when we were talking about the earth rumbling in the near future. Can you give us an idea of where that is to be, or?
Ah, yes, dear one. As changes are afoot, the energy of man and the energy of the earth are continual resonance with each other. The earth senses man as man senses the earth. The intensity of man's behavior in this time is penetrating into the earth, creating reverberations which will occur at the surface. And these shall be multiple locations on your planet, not related to specificity of location, and not to great detriment and destruction. It is simply the earth releasing some frustration. Do you understand?
Yes.
But in this time, it's not about people in those locations being affected. It is a signal of changing times. You, dear ones, are not able to tell cosmic time in the same way you use your devices. And you have awakened and come to realize in these changing times that is what is referred to as the time of Aquarius. Great complications in understanding, constellational drifting throughout the universe. It is a different location, however, in the cosmos, as if to say, you have gone to sleep, adrift on a raft, on a slow, lazy river, and you have awakened after a long, beautiful nap in a different spot. While you have been sleeping, you have moved where you are. You are in the place of Aquarius now, the place of great change, where what was is no longer. The earth shall respond with movement. This is the indicator of changes happening that ultimately are your benefit. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's simply a cosmic clock, a marker in time.
Okay.
Dear one, the vehicle is signaling a return.
Thank you so much, Merlin. We're very grateful.
You are welcome,
Thank you.
dear ones. And dear ones, we shall speak again.
Yes.